Maxine Escudero, head of a processing department of a fermenting company. In this video, we will talk about the salient features of a fermentation and a pickling process. But before that, I want you to know a little bit idea on how fermentation and pickling works in an industry. So I will tour in our industry and explain some details on how does it works. So let's go! We ferment a lot of party foods for the demand of all the consumers for their future use. All of us are working in an industry or in a company, but it doesn't mean that you cannot ferment or pickle a food if you're not an industry worker. So there are a lot of people making fermentation and pickling process in their house like this. Applying fermentation and pickling processes in our house, of course we need materials, tools, and equipment, and also utensils for us to execute and process the food properly. So I have here a presentation of all the equipments and tools, materials, and utensils that we will use in fermenting and pickling. So watch this. So here are equipments, tools, utensils, and materials used in fermentation and pickling. So first, we will tackle the fermentation tools and equipments. So first is the cutting tools. Examples of these are knives and kitchen shears. It is used to cut all the raw materials in processing the food. Next is the cutting surface. Example of this is cutting boards. Next are bottles. Flip-top bottles are known to open before an explosion would occur. But to be honest, you can never be certain. Keep your eyes on them, especially as bubbles are building inside. Another is weights. So it is also the best thing we will use in fermentation activity. Wooden pounder. To make sauerkraut, you need to first bruise your vegetables before either packing into jars. Next is mixing bowls. It is where our ingredients will be put. Jars and crocks. It is where we ferment and store our food. Traditional sauerkraut crocks are crocks that are used in our past kind of fermentation process. Next is the plastic sieve. It is used to filter ingredients like vinegar, water, milk, kefir, and etc. Next is the stainless steel funnel. It will help us in pouring liquid materials in a bottle. So we are now in the equipment, tools, utensils, and materials used in pickling. Canning jars. It is where we place and store our fermented foods.
Another one is the jar grabber. It is used to grab the jars so that it will be placed in the place we want to. Again, also the funnels, we will use it in pickling. You can use it in pouring water materials in a bottle. Next is lid lifters. A lid lifter helps in removing jar lids safely and securely from scalding hot water. Pickling crock. The main purpose of this pickling item is to create tasty fermented vegetable that encourage good bacterial growth to fight off bad bacteria.
And that's all, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something about this video on the salad features of fermentation and pickling process. And of course, its equipment, tools, materials, and utensils that can be used and that will help you in doing your own fermentation and pickling processes in your house. So that's it. Thank you so much once again, and God bless.